So today I'm heading off to Harrogate for my friend's daughter's wedding. It comes to something when your school friends that you've known since you're 11 have daughters that are getting married. But anyway, I'm really looking forward to the weekend. And my intentions are to stick with my way of eating as much as possible. Although at the wedding I intend to eat whatever I'm given. I've given myself permission to eat whatever I want that day. And I think what's different to other times that I've dieted is that I now have a mindset that this is a way of eating and it's a way of eating for life. And therefore I haven't blown it. I'm giving myself permission to step down from it, if you like, for a day, a meal, something like that, and then straight back to it. So I know we're going up on the train. I know that the food choices on the train are going to be really unhealthy. Lots of crappy carbs, sandwiches, crisps, chocolates, things like that. So I've thought ahead. I've been out. I've bought myself a salad from a supermarket salad, and I've boiled myself some eggs and bought myself some roast beef. So I'm set for the train. I've also got in my handbag, in case I need it, some nuts and some of my homemade chocolate. I've also packed plenty of water so that I don't have to worry about am I drinking enough. I've got something like 4.5 litres of water with me, believe it or not. So I'm set for today anyway. So my intentions are to still continue drinking these 4 litres of water. And as I said I was going to do last week, I've started some HIIT training. So HIIT is high intensity interval training. And I found on YouTube somebody called The Body Coach that had been recommended to me. And I found an absolute beginner's video. And so I follow that. It's been, it's 5 I'll get myself sorted here. It's 5 exercises, 4 times, so it's 20 minutes. You work for 30 seconds and then you rest for 30 seconds. And that has been quite challenging, but easy enough to do. But it's still challenging. So I think I'll still be on that for a few weeks yet, getting a bit fitter. And the great thing is you don't need any equipment. You can do it in a small space. So it's fine. I just put my video up and watch it. Even though I know what to do now, I like following along to the video. I find it quite motivational, and plus he's got the timers as well. Also this week, I tend not, from supper through till lunch, I quite often don't eat. But what I've been actively doing this week is what's called intermittent fasting. And during the fasting, you just drink water. So from when I finish my supper and I've had my cup of tea after my supper, I haven't been eating, most days I haven't been eating through or drinking anything other than water through till the next lunchtime. Some days I've needed a cup of tea, or I have a cup of bouillon and I add some of my salt and low salt into that for the electrolytes. So some days I've done that, but most days I've gone right through till lunch with just water. So intermittent fasting is a fasting eating cycle where you fast for a period of time and then you eat. Now, in the keto world, they're quite often talking about fasting for 16 to 18 hours, or fasting for 24 hours or 36 hours. I have managed a couple of 24-hour ones, but I don't really like it. I do like to eat. So I've been doing this 16 to 18 hours. It just depends what time I've had supper and what time I have lunch, but I managed to do that. If you're just starting out, you don't need to think about fasting at the moment. You need to get keto adapted, where your body is burning fat for fuel And because you're eating a high amount of fat, you don't feel hungry, and it almost comes naturally. It's as if you don't need to eat, which is very true. I would never have said that before, that I could manage without eating, but I have found that I can manage without eating if I need to. So if you're just starting out, don't try this. Just stick to your 3 meals a day or 2 meals a day or whatever you normally have. And if you want to make some changes, if you're snacking between meals, see if you can eliminate one of those or 2 of those, and work on eliminating the snacks and just keeping to your meal times. So let's go over and check out my weighing in, and we'll come back and see how that is. Morning, here we are, another Friday morning, and let's get on those scales and see what they say. Okay, so let's see what the surprise is today. They're bouncing around. Let's have a look. $14.7.4. So my starting weight in June 2017 was 231.8 pounds, and last Friday was 202.8 pounds. That's my lowest I've been for a very, very long time. And this Friday was actually 203.4 pounds. So I've increased 0.6 pounds, which is the same as the 0.6 pounds I lost the week before. So we're back to where we were 2 weeks ago. And so since week 1, that's an overall loss of 0.4 pounds. And since June, an overall loss of 28.4 pounds. So even though I have been sticking to my way of eating all week, and it has been a bit disappointing that I haven't reduced any, in fact I've put it on, I'm not worried about it. Weight goes up and down, just fluid differences. You can be 2 pounds either way of what your actual weight is, so you never really know what your weight is, and the scales, who knows how accurate they are, they're just a guide, so I don't worry too much about it. Also, you know, some people plateau. Maybe I've reached a plateau where I'm going to stick for a bit. They say a plateau lasts 4 to 8 weeks, but I know someone that says she's been on a plateau for 13 weeks. So it just depends. And I think the thing is, for me, my goal is not only to reduce weight, it's about health. And so even if I'm not reducing weight, I am focusing on my health, and this is what I want to do. And this is a way of eating for me that's going to be ongoing. So I've just got to stick with it, stick to it as much as possible. I know over the weekend I'm not going to be sticking to it rigidly. And maybe even next week I'll put some weight on, but that's fine. I'm happy with what I'm doing. And another reason that maybe my weight was a bit slow was because I made a cheesecake this week. And I'm going to put a picture in the video so you can see how lovely it looks. Although I had 3 portions and they were quite small. I'd probably say, let me see, I can't even show you really, like something like that. And it was about that deep. 3 portions over a couple of days. So that probably didn't help. Although it's all keto friendly, it still has carbs in, so that could have had an effect as well. And I'm not sharing the recipe yet. I need to try it again. It's going to be a few weeks before I do that again. So still working on the recipe, but I will share it when I'm happy with it. So for this week, I'm not setting myself any challenges. I'm just going to let the increased water intake adjust itself in its body, in my body, and the extra exercise as well. So I'm not setting myself any challenges. I'm going away for the weekend, and then next week I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and keep exercising, and I've even packed my exercise clothes to take away with me. So let's see how we do there. Okay, that's all for this week, and I'm going to check out, and I'll see you next week. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel or head on over to the blog to see what's there.